Now is my favorite thing to talk about. The fucking characters.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Damn it, you took
Oh,
the
wait,
words
we
right
gotta
out
do
of
it
my
like...
mouth.
You gotta do it like Tommy Wiseau. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi.
Okay, next, we're gonna talk about the characters. First one is the doormat, Nina. Let me just...
Nina.
Nina. You describe her in Season 1, obsessed, crazy, fucking lesbian, to the point where she creates a nuclear bomb. When Euphemia dies at the episode of 22 or 23 in Season 1, she goes to a point of obsession to almost kamikazing herself. And then in Season 2, she's still more obsessed than Suzaku to kill Zero. She creates the nuclear bomb, for God's sake, just to kill the motherfucker. And at the end, she has to work for him, which was funny. To me, I didn't find her as annoying as other characters. I thought she was way more annoying in Season 1. But she was a pretty bad character. How about you, Mark?
She was, I don't know, she was way too obsessive, my opinion. Like, she got to the point where it was just downright disturbing. It was like, I don't want to see this character anymore. Please leave the screen. Just walk out of the screen and never come back.
She made in Season 2 was tried to stab Zero in China and create the nuclear bomb.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Only in Japan.
Or China, or wherever this thing's taking place.
China. Japan. Then China.
Then Japan.
Sometimes Britannia. But anyways, next character, V2. What was his point?
Point? There's no point.
He's, like, at the end of Season 1, he kidnaps Naonali so he could bring out Lelouch to bring out C2. But then he sends Orange to go after C2. He gets owned, and then he dies. And it turns out he killed Mariana, her body, and then he gets his code taken from Charles. I do not see a point to this character.
Agreed.
There's a bunch of characters that don't have a point.
So I think, well, realistically, so they won't kill C2 to give somebody, Charles, the code. But he could have just had it from the beginning that he had it, but then they had to screw their own continuity by saying he had Geass and using it on Lelouch.
Yeah, it's retarded.
Next is Mark's favorite chick, Cornelia.
Yes.
Cornelia in Season 1 is a embodiment of what an awesome fucking anime chick should be. Season 2, she's just searching for who killed Euphemia. She owns Orange with a super awesome mech. Then she becomes nice a bitch, gets and at the end she's just there.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark?
Oh, man. Like I said earlier, she was like one of those characters you don't see in anime anymore. And actually, I am wrong about that, because I just finished watching Oda Nobunaga, and there's a lot of those kind of characters in that one. But this one specifically, she was not only tough, but smart. And not only smart, but actually had good command over her soldiers, was able to execute strategy, tactics, outsmart Lelouch because she's not a dumbass like he is.
Or Snizel.
Yeah, or Snizel. But then, again, I don't know what happened.
I call it
piece of furniture.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. In Season 2, she just turned brain dead.
She became a piece of furniture.
If they abducted her, took out her brain, and just sealed her head back up and threw her back out there, I just don't get it. Like, she wasn't as smart. She was still kind of tough, just not like she was in Season 1. And then she was like, oh no, I've been defeated. And it's like, oh, I don't know what to tell you.
She kind of just became one of those throwaway characters. Cardboard cutout, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me explain something real quick. This won't be the part with Cornelia, but this is going to be a separate part. When Lelouch defeated Cornelia by being a bitch, you remember Season 1, but it seemed like after Cornelia, he was going to go after Snizel and ask for what happened, and he would face off against the Emperor at the end. I feel like they thought under infinite wisdom that Snizel was a better villain, which makes no sense. That's why I think the Emperor was killed off so easily. That part felt rushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did feel rushed. Agreed.
It felt like... Go on, Mike.
It did feel rushed. They kind of seemed like they just really wanted to get that out of the way.
It just felt like it was supposed to be Snizel who would opponent to V2, who V2 would have said it was my plan with Charles, and then at the end it would have had like a fight either in Japan or in that realm, and that's how the series would have ended. But it seemed like they got confused of what they want to do. The writers, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It felt like they wanted to make Snizel the villain, but Snizel was somebody of diplomacy, somebody with intelligence. He's not a military tactician or strategist. He's diplomacy. He believes in word and word. That's why I find him. I'll get to him. We'll get to him. Do you have more to talk about Cornelia?
No, pretty much said what I had to say.
Nunnally and Rollo.
Ooh.
I'll start with Rollo. He was a tool. He died a tool. Okay?
That sums it
Next
up.
person. Yeah, really.
Realistically, that's pretty much what he was. And Lelouch just felt sorry for him because he felt like a dick for what he put him through, and then he died saving him. And at the end, he buries him. He's like, oh, good, he's dead. He's in better place now. Now to find somebody to fuck with. But, I understand why Lelouch was sad at the end. I don't call it ADD. How he felt, he just felt guilty, treated him like shit, and he was willing to save him. But it still doesn't clear up that he killed Shirley and so many people, and he was a bloody murderer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't make up that he's a bloody murderer. It was more of a Lelouch character development when he died. Nunnally, Lelouch's only reason to live.
His only reason to live. Only reason to live. Okay, first of all, I could see I just want to make a world that is better for my sister. I don't want her to live in these, feudal wars and under these people's command, That's cool. It's good. It's all well, fine and dandy. But then, let's see. I think it's season 2 where supposedly she dies, or everyone says she dies.
Yeah, the Flayla Bomb, episode 21.
Yeah.
Episode 20.
Yeah. And then Lelouch just goes insane, which I could see that too. But the thing is, when he figured out she was alive, you would think, okay, so now he can stop going crazy. And he could focus on being, a better person, going back to what he was doing before, just trying to overrule the Britannians to make it a better place. But no, that's, that would be a good story.
Well, to describe Nunnally, she's the reason that Nunnally is what drives the plot in Code Geass majority of the time, besides Geass in C2. Nunnally in Season 2 becomes Viceroy, and that's the extent of her character development for a long periods of the series. And then she fake dies. Snides come back. He's like, I don't own you, Lelouch, anymore. It wouldn't be too bad. The thing is, Nunnally is straight through supposed to be super nice. Extremely nice. Season 1, she's just a cupcake that gives you diabetes. Season 2, she's just Viceroy. She tries to do her best to fix the world, like Euphemia did, but it's that Alice chick that's with him that's being a bitch. Lelouch doesn't help himself. He doesn't, he tries to kidnap her when he goes to the thing. There's a reason why she resents him towards the end. And then when he dies and she sees his plan, she's like, all is well. Because, fucking philosophy that makes no sense makes sense in this series. For her, I did not have a problem. Basically, I can't say much about her because there wasn't much to say about her.
Yeah, she was the main part of the plot, and could see that, and you're like, okay, that's what this character is, I'm going to treat it that way. She wasn't like anything that special other than being a complete plot point. That was it.
And next up is our favorite one, guys. The Empress of China and Shin-Kei. Because you can't talk about one or the other unless you talk about both. I think I summed it up in my whole China arc. Shin-Kei is a pedophile. He adds nothing. He suffers from a disease, but adds nothing to the story. Doesn't affect his fucking performance. And the Empress is completely useless. What's her name? Kamiya, the other chick. She's useless too, don't get me wrong. Just only the head of the UFN, and that's it. And also Lelouch to go into China. But over that, Shin-Kei and the Empress are what I called completely useless characters added just because. How about you guys?
Jeez. Sorry.
I didn't think it was that bad, Mark.
Yeah, their relationship was weird. It was like...
It was awkward.
It was just awkward. Like, you didn't know if Shin-Kei was really doing it to protect her, or if he wanted something else. I know I shouldn't say that, but it's like...
No, but the Japanese version's more implied.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. And it's just weird. That shouldn't happen. Things like that just shouldn't happen. Like, I could see, like, oh, I made a promise. I have to keep it now. Fine. There's a point to where you're just obsessed, and yeah.
It stops being cute. Well, it was never cute, but
yeah.
it's just creepy.
Next character, Kaguya.
I personally thought she was really cool. She was one of the coolest ones, in my opinion.
I find it interesting that her character didn't fully change compared to season 1, but season 1 she was in, 2 freaking episodes? Realistically, now she's running the UFN. I mean, you're gonna allow a 15-year-old girl. She's like, I'm smarter than I appear. I will not trust you.
I'm smarter than I look. Sure you are.
Yeah, you're just jailbait waiting to happen. Well, basically, she doesn't do much either.
She's like a platypus.
No, a lot of these characters are like platypuses. They don't do much. They're just there to advance or die off. Surprised she didn't get killed off. I was really surprised.
Like I said, I personally thought she was cool just because of the personality she had.
Yeah, but that doesn't save.
No, it does not save the plot. No, by no means does it save the plot.
Next one, Roxana and Lloyd and Cecilia. Roxana. She smokes cigarettes. She's Indian. Her lab coat is always open to show cleavage. She's pretty much fan service. She always lays down. She created the Gurren. That is it.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, the only thing I remember about that is that she created the Gurren. Like, I really think that's why she was there, and that's it.
I'm going to get to Cecilia first. Cecilia, Lloyd's second command, fan service. Doesn't do much.
Like most of the characters in this show.
Season 1, she was willing to find a mech. Season 2, she doesn't do anything much. Lloyd has more ADD than ever, decides to make the Gurren better than the Lancelot instead of advancing the Lancelot with better technology to give it to Miley, who they break up a week later before he gives it to her.
It was fantastic, this story, I tell you.
I know, it's not weird with plot holes or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's a comedy of error.
Next is the people from the school, more likely Miley and Shirley. Did we talk about Shirley? No, we haven't talked about Shirley.
We haven't gotten to Shirley yet.
At all.
Miley.
Don't call me Shirley.
Miley, she had some of the better parts at the beginning of the, with the school stuff. She was all energetic, but later on they just make her to the newscaster and fan service.
Everybody goes down a rung.
And then Shirley, season 1. Let me explain Shirley. Season 1, she's in love with Lelouch. Lelouch kills her father by accident. Mal tries to use that to his advantage to have her kill him. It fails. He uses Geass power to make her forget, and then she slowly finds out. Season 2, she's still in love with him. Orange uses his Geass power, breaks it. She gets paranoid. She acts derp, then she dies.
She acts derp, and then she dies. Pretty much.
Okay, Jeremiah.
Moving on.
We can't say shit about them. Orange, Jeremiah.
Orange.
He is fucking awesome.
He is.
But he takes his nickname too seriously.
Right, but the problem with him, he falls down the derp route.
Yeah, I don't know,
Who does in this show?
I don't know, he was like this complete badass, this calm guy in season 1, and then pretty much goes insane and wants nothing but revenge. He's he's pretty cool in that state too. I thought he was really cool because.
But the problem is when Lelouch uses that magical, fucking electric wave and fries his brain, kind of. He's like, oh yeah, I'm laying around the sun. That makes up for it. I know. People are gonna bitch that I didn't watch the photo. The photo ones. I saw it, and that still doesn't help it.
Oh, but for Jeremiah as a character, he was cool in both aspects. Even though he was a little crazy, but
But my favorite part of season 2 when he owns Anya and he's on top of her mech, dude, that was fucking cool. That was the only cool part of that whole mess of fighting. That was the cool fucking part. No, that was awesome. Let's see, I'm thinking real quick. I'm thinking of Knights of the Rounds.
Yeah.
Well, this excludes Suzaku, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, he's deserving of his own character thing.
Knights of the Round is supposed to be the greatest warriors in all of Britannia.
Camelot.
And, yeah, all of them pretty much get wiped out by some guy who's much never driven a mech before except in training. And all of a sudden with very little training, he's somehow a badass and is able to take out all the knights.
Oh, you mean Suzaku?
Suzaku, yeah. But then
anime cliches.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, by season 2, he's a hardened veteran. He's been in his mech for almost 2 years.
Yeah, but see,
regardless,
that's just
they're still regardless, they're still the best of the best, and they got taken out by one person. It's an anime cliche.
You gotta remember, Suzaku's Lelouch used his Geass power in Suzaku, and his powers to live, so he does anything in his will to live beyond the means of human ability, which is just bullshit, proving why Khan's a way better pilot than he is. Even though her case isn't help because he just used the Ultra Mecha Super Mech. But the Knights of the Realm, are supposed to be the best of best. Bismarck, number 1, is supposed to be the fucking Black Ops of this division. In this one, you have Knight of 7, Suzaku, Knight of 1, Bismarck, Knight of 3, Gino, Knight of 4, Dorothea, Knight of 6, I'm pronouncing it fucking wrong, is Anya, number 9, which is Norite, and number 10, which is the vampire motherfucker, and 12 is Monica. The problem with the Knights around is Norite is seen in 2 episodes, but never seen fighting, but her explanation is explained in a video game.
Yeah.
She's Cornelia's friend. But here's the problem with that. They showed her twice, but she didn't do nothing.
Shocking.
Very shocking. Didn't
like
see
Dorothy.
that one coming.
It's like Dorothy as she gets killed in the first episode she's shown. Monica gets owned. The vampire guy with these Valkyries get owned by Colin in her Super Ultra Mech. Fucking Bismarck. And Gino gets... How many times does Gino get fucking owned in this series? And he's supposed to be a good mech pilot.
Oh,
having,
man.
Him and Anya are, supposed to be, godlike, but their fucking mechs suck. Gino has a cool mech. He's just fucking a Transformer. He's a Decepticon mech.
Or that meets the eye.
It's fucking cool, but it's useless.
It gets taken out so easily.
I know, right? Twice. Then Anya's. Hers is fucking awesome, but Orange cuts it up with a sword.
I don't understand the technology in this show.
Aluminum, cardboard, lye, built over a skeleton of wood.
Spit and duct tape.
I think duct tape's too much. I'm talking about, and then Bismarck, oh my god. Oh, Geass probably allows him to see the future. He has his eyesight, because if he does, he go crazy with his power. He has his eyesight, and he reveals it to Suzaku. Instead of an interesting fight, he gets owned in 5 seconds. They build up his fucking sword, the sword of Excalibur, to be the powerfulest fucking mech hand-to-hand weapon in the thing. Suzaku cuts it.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
The Knights of the Round all pretty much fuck off. They die. They were pointless. They were useless. The exception of maybe Suzaku, they were useless. Okay, next. I think we said enough. Are you guys, anything else you guys want to say about the Knight of the Rounds?
Not really. Cannon fodder. Enough said.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, the royal family. We talked about Cornelia, and we're going to talk about Snidel separate. Majority to the Emperor and the Empress Mariana. I'm going to say something about Empress Mariana. In the manga, they proved that she was truly evil. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In this one, she acts like a 14-year-old kid on a sugar rush. Because I won't talk about the other ones, like the Knight, the Prince of One and that, because they're useless. The Knight of One only came out 4 episodes, and that was just to marry a 14-year-old girl. He has no character development, none of them do. And majority of them are dead by season 1 anyways. Only this one's only to the Emperor and Mariana. Yeah, like I said, Mariana, she's Nunnally pretty much. She is the nicest person. No one talks shit about her. Everyone liked her, and her assassination brings on a war. She is that beloved. Everyone tries to figure out why she died, from Lelouch to Cornelia to Jeremiah. What did he do with her? Oh yeah, she's a villain.
Everybody loves a good villain.
Problem is, there's no context, and the turn comes out of fucking nowhere. I guess Vince Russo was writing that. It explains the Demetrius. Everyone's turning face and heels so many times, and there's the Demetrius, which is the Earth on the pole match. Seriously, what? Why?
It doesn't make sense.
And the plan they made, oh my god. And then you have the Emperor. Yeah, his hair, cut your hair, you hippie. But, oh, it's starting to look stupid even going back to season 1. But, yeah, you have the powerfulest military force in history of this world. But, yeah, it's incompetent. You're incompetent, how you're using it. And you want to do this stupid human instrumental plan just because you saw your family get killed off? Here's the thing. There was 30 years before you want to do this plan.
30-year plans, they work.
And he has the Geass to control people. And instead of, fucking kidnapping Lelouch or protecting him, no, let's find C2. She's in Japan. Fuck it, I'm
you just gotta know that his last words were, "I'll kill you so hard you'll die to death."
Was it really?
I don't know. I'm just going off of that. It was ridiculous enough as it was. It wouldn't surprise me if he really did say that.
I'm surprised, but I don't doubt it, because that motherfucker was incompetent. I mean, in Season 1, he had a clear plan. They want to control the world. It turns out, no, he's doing this for these Geass, him and Dot plan to summonize, anal rape the Earth. Because...
So they say, "I'll kill you so hard you'll die to death."
His motivation for a stupid Snizel. Oh, look who it is. Fucking Snizel. Snizel. Season 1, his level of intelligence isn't military. It's diplomacy. He's seen a lot of times using diplomacy over military might. That's his style. For me, I felt like the writers betrayed it by saying he's a villain and trying to kill off his dad. He'd rather go diplomacy to make his own army and have them defeat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end, he's the villain. This is where I said that the writing at the end switched it from the Emperor to Snizel. Like, the Emperor, I would believe he's that fucking crazy, but Snizel? And he owns Lelouch. He's not brilliant militarily. He's brilliant diplomacy-wise. It makes no sense. His character development is a mess. Didn't make sense back then. It doesn't make sense now for me. All of a sudden, he's homicidal. Like I said, I would believe the Emperor. That guy, look at his fucking hair, of course. It's not Snizel. Fucking stupid. What do you guys have to say about Snizel? I'm going to go on a rant later on.
His name sounds like Schnitzel. That's about all I got.
He was really cool in Season 1. He was like this guy that was always cool and never panicked for anything, always knew what to do. He was pretty smart, you could tell. And he was one of those, like Cornelia, that would outsmart Lelouch a lot.
Yeah,
and
but Season 2...
It was...
But in Season... Oh, God.
And it's like, oh, this guy is, he's one of the coolest characters in this. And then Season 2, yeah, I know I say that about everything, and then Season 2, but it's true.
Let me say one part about Season 1. He was shocked when Euphemia did the whole massacre thing. In Season 2, he's okay with massacres.
Because what's the name of his giant airship? Damocles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stupid thing. I question how that thing even floats sometimes.
Easy, it floats in hate and breeds contamination.
Well, the stuff he pulled in Season 2 was just downright villainous, but he wasn't a villain. But he might as well have been one, because he certainly acted like one.
At the end, he's a super fucking villain.
I know. It's like, oh, okay then.
Quote Mike, bad soap opera.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about him?
No, I've got no further comments.
Next up is the fan service gets captured too many times, big-titted, one of my personal favorite characters, Colin. I'm going to talk about Colin before everyone else does. Colin is cool. She was cool in Season 2 because the two parts where she was nude. She proved why she was a great mech pilot. She had a couple years compared to Suzaku. Even though her mech is probably one of the most fucking stupidest mechs in anything I've ever seen in mech history because of that stupid arm. But she made it a handicap into a strength. Good pilot to do so. She was the loosest right arm, his sword, for the longest time. Extremely loyal. After Season 1, I thought she was going to beat the shit out of him. But what happens in Season 2? She's fan service, dressed in a bunny suit, dressed in humiliating outfits, to a point where it's just downright embarrassing, depending on who you are. And she gets captured twice. She doesn't prove that she's a good pilot anymore. They just prove that her mech is strong because of Britannian military power.
That's right.
They take away her ability to be a great pilot just to say, you know what, it's the mech, it's not her.
That's sexism for you.
Brightness. I got really pissed at Colin's development. And then at the end when she gave that dumbass thing, it made me like her less. I think, oh yeah, Lelouch brought on peace. Yeah, it's barely 2 months. Wait a year.
She was one of those that was like, I felt like she was Suzaku, but a girl version. Pretty much. I mean, if I think, except that she's probably a lot smarter, for one, is a better fighter, and then
She doesn't look as ridiculous in the clothes she wears.
exactly.
Well, I hate what they did to her in season 2. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
No.
Next is the plot. The plot revolves around and Deus Machina C2. To explain C2, Deus Machina, how the plot revolves around, and smart, the word of wisdom is season 1. Season 2 sees Deus Machina, somewhat to the plot, incompetent, and is suicidal.
And she's also Pizza Hut's #1 fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been a character, trait from season 1.
They had to pay for the animation budget somehow.
Why not use one of the easier fan service moments, right?
Oh man, like she was. At first, when you see the series, you see episode 1, it's like, oh no, this character got shot right at the beginning. Well, that was a waste. Didn't even know her name. Guess she's not going to be in the show. Oh, I see. And then, she was pretty, she wasn't useless. She was pretty useful. Helped Lelouch out a lot with not only like plans but tactics and strategy. And it's like, and she was really, she was really helpful. But then in season 2, it was like,
she was helpful in season 2, but not as much.
Yeah, not as much. And she seemed like she wanted to die all the time.
And then another thing that I hated was when they gave her amnesia for 3 fucking episodes, because, like one guy told me, cheap character development. Even then, it's not even good character development. We only learned that her power came from a nun, and her power was a love. I could just hear the hentai writers right now. C2, realistically, I could not truly hate, because, well, yeah, I did. She was suicidal, and she could have stopped a lot of the bullshit. In season 1, Lelouch had to threaten to kill himself, so she couldn't get what she wanted. In season 2, she allows him to kill himself.
Yeah, I thought that was stupid.
Anything else about the green hair, pizza loving, Publian hustler chick?
She was her attitude was kind of random. Oh, especially the part where she lost her memory. That was kind of weird.
I think we were used to it, but again, cheap character development is cheap character development.
Yeah, I just gotta say, like, when she lost her memory, no, I was not expecting that. By no means was I expecting that. But was it executed good? Was it executed well? Not good. It's not good grammar. Was it executed well? Kinda. It wasn't completely horrible. It wasn't that bad.
I think she was one of the few main characters that her character development didn't take a train wreck or made her as derp. Hers was somewhat solid.
Yeah, because it's like, C2's apparently this person that doesn't have any emotion because of what happened in her past. But now that her memory was erased and she doesn't know who she is, she's all of a sudden this innocent person. You're like, oh man, that is like, that's such a change. It completely changes the character, and you're just like, oh man.
I'm gonna be honest. If they had made her forget about her past, that could have been a good storyline, actually.
I think
about like, I think so, but it's like anything else. It's just gone.
Just gone.
Like I said, with Shirley and Lelouch, they could have done a Bonnie and Clyde thing. It would have been interesting. You could have had a lot of drama with Colin and Rollo and that shit between with Shirley and Lelouch. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could have done. You want to add on about C2's character development or character?
I think she has a double life as a Ninja Turtle. That's about it.
Oh God. Next is our favorite White Knight from season 1 becoming a complete fucking hypocrite, complete douchebag, complete murderer, Suzaku. Whiny McBitch.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is another character I did like from season 1. I liked his morals, and I understand when Euphemia died, he fucking turned to the dark side, His girlfriend he wanted to stick his dick in so bad, died in front of her eyes. I would have been fucking pissed too, you know what I mean? I would have tried to kill a motherfucker that shot her if but I loved her that much. In Season 2, he comes out being whiny, a complete douchebag, annoying, and a homicidal murderer. And I'll explain later on as soon as everybody's done talking about they thought. No takers? Okay.
I was waiting for Mike to talk. The
floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Thank God for editing.
You guys know more about this series than I do. So.
Well,
I'm just here to be Mike.
It's like he was just this normal kid, normal friend of Lelouch's in school, just like Lelouch was normal before he became Zero, and then Suzaku coming a soldier, I thought was pretty cool. Because, he had the personality he has that personality to where, yeah, he could be a good general, a good soldier. You could tell, something was going to happen to this character. He was going to play a big part. But it was like, yeah, exactly. You could tell right away, and it's like, wonder what's going to happen. And then you're like, oh man, best friend versus best friend, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, actually. And then
Season 2 happened.
Season 2, yeah.
I'm gonna get to it on the loose why I really think of Suzaku, because it goes with both of them in twice to both their character development. He acted like a complete asshole, but like with Lelouch, I understand the motherfucker killed my girlfriend. I want to shoot him, but yeah, what I mean. I understand why he was pissed with Lelouch, but the thing is, he tried to use refrain on Colin, and then he hit her too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I could understand you turn into like this guy who just wants revenge, like you say, after you just saw the person you love die right in front of you, and you're just like, oh man, I want that guy to pay, but then taking it out on everybody else, it's like you're just being a complete ass. It's no longer about revenge; it's being a complete ass to everybody.
And then he joins Snizel and he wants the Emperor dead by his hands after he killed 10 million people because they give you a nuclear bomb and it's in a fucking gun. Here's the thing: when you're overpopulated areas, it's not smart to use it. But yeah, I have to agree. He just became from douchebaggery to asshole.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
I liked his character. It kind of just got derailed during the season, though.
So everyone. Say what they have to say about him.
No, I think you said it best earlier. Whiny McBitch.
He wasn't an asshole, and then he was.
I think. Okay, this is gonna get to our star of the show, Saint Lelouch of Britannia, Holy Art Thou Killer.
Oh, dickhead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off by talking about Lelouch getting the last laugh. Think about this. Curse Suzaku to be Zero. He ain't getting laid because he can't break the secret. He fucked him to be a virgin forever. That's what you get, dickhead.
Pretty much.
Well, what did you guys think of Lelouch's character development? I'm gonna explain mine real quick. But Lelouch's character development is actually straightforward, to be honest. He went from being a normal kid, lost with power, becomes power hungry, Season 1.
It's very linear.
Goes crazy with power, he's manipulative. He uses everyone around him, which has consequences, which C2 told him, Season 1. So that's why Rollo killed fucking Shirley, because he, instead of distancing himself or killing Rollo all out, he made Rollo trust him too much that to a point where Rollo was batshit crazy about him and killed Shirley. So I blame Lelouch on that crap. And then part with Rollo overstaying his heart again, he did it to himself, like I said with the Shirley shooting. And then he got PSTD, and then he got depression because he saw Shirley died, he saw Rollo die, he saw everyone around him die, even though it was self-inflicted. Everything he did was for the. Then when Nonnally died, is the reason why he came up with the Zerrectorium. Like I said, it's not a plan to save the world, it's a plan to end his life. He thinks Nonnally is dead, so he's fucking suicidal. So he thinks of this plan, and he thinks he's saving the world. No, he wants to die in the most theatrical way. He doesn't care that millions of people are gonna fucking die. He doesn't care. He just wants to die and go out. Talked about. Another thing that pissed me off was that there was 4 people that could have stopped him from doing this plan. Nonnally, but she thinks he's dead. He thinks he's dead. So, there's one off. Colin, he tells her to fuck off. Because he doesn't want anyone else hurt. C2, she's suicidal. So she doesn't care. But Suzaku, he had the most going for him. He could have stopped it when Lelouch not only, and he even told C2, "You're his shield, I'm the sword, and we have to protect him even from himself." He hits him and says he's going through the plan. Why? The douchebag still holds hatred to Lelouch for killing his girlfriend, so he's not thinking about anyone but himself at this point. He doesn't care millions of people are just gonna die. He's doing it for himself. He gets to kill his girlfriend's murderer. He's a fucking asshole. And that's why I laughed when Lelouch told him at the end, "You will be Zero," because he'll die a virgin. And like I said, he had the most momentum to stop him, but no, he hits him and says, "You're going through with it," because he gets to kill him.
It was,
There you go.
it was pretty much, for a while, Lelouch didn't know the consequences to having Geass and, not controlling it properly. C2 warned him
Several
so
times.
many times, don't do that, you're going to regret doing that. But he wouldn't listen. So then, of course, what happens is he can't, there's a point where he can no longer control it. He, like I said, he didn't listen to C2's warnings, and so what happened was, I forgot what episode it was, but where he accidentally told Euphemia to kill everybody in the stadium. And, that, when I saw that part, I was like, oh man, see, and that's a good part that shows you, the more you use it, the harder it is to control. And if you don't get it under control, bad things are going to happen. And after that, he realizes that.
But in Season 2, he seems like he fucking forgot it.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like he forgot about all of that, and he just abuses it so much, especially when he thought not only died, he just didn't care anymore. But by the time not only came back to life, it was too late for him. It was too late. There was no going back to what he's done. And so that's, I think right there, he knew there's no going back. I have to go through with this all the way through. And I know he wanted to stop the plan, and Suzaku convinced him not to. But it could be, and it's just something I was thinking about, that maybe he also realized it's too late. I'm too far into this now. I have to make this right, and nobody else can do it but me.
But that's the sad thing. The plan itself, written by somebody who's extremely suicidal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't somebody who's suicidal like him. In his case, he's going to take a lot of people with him. And the problem is, it's not a smart plan. You screw the world. I'll explain it when we get to a military section. But here's the thing. Your sister wants you alive. Like I said, he came up with this plan when he thinks he's dead, so it makes sense. Like I said, I could explain Lelouch's character better than anyone. Everyone acts stupid, but Lelouch goes perfect of what he's thinking. It's actually well done compared to the rest of this season.
Yeah, and see, there's all these theories going around why he went through the plan anyway. One of those I just shared with you, that's one of them. It's like, okay, so was it just bad writing that he went through it anyway? Or was there a reason he did it? And there's a lot of theories, but it's mostly, I think it's bad
theories.
writing. But
No, I think if you would cut out a lot of the bullshit, the China arc and all that, and just focus on Lelouch mentally losing it, it would have been a better show.
yeah.
Just would have been a lot darker.
It would have been more interesting, too, and it would explain a lot of his reasonings. You know what I mean? But the Mac aspect, the Geass aspect, the China aspect got in the way.
Well, yeah.
I'm one of the few people that could stick up to why Lelouch was like this in Season 2.
Yeah. And, it's the same thing that I told you a while back. I just finished watching Oda Nobunaga. Something, do you guys mind spoilers?
I don't care.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's on the internet anyways.
Because that anime takes place in feudal Japan, and the main character loves this guy character, and she thinks he dies, and she turns into this demon warmonger that just wants to kill everything in her path, because it's about the Oda clan, but then realizes, well, I can't do this, even though he is dead. I told him I wouldn't become, a demon of this sort. So for him, I have to stop this. And she did. I need to figure out he was alive. But, same thing.
That's at Anime Cliché number 666, next to The evil country is run like Nazi Germany. You know, his character development, in especially season 1 to 2, reminds me a lot of Adolf Hitler. A lot of people make that assumption. Like I said, with his character development, it's kind of like Hitler, where he was, an energetic thing, and by the end he was suicidal and depressed. This series actually did well with Lu's character being a Hitler-type person. The problem is they tried to mix V for Vendetta with Genesis and Death Note, And here's the thing, even when Hitler committed suicide, it didn't change the world. Up next is Mike's specialty. Unless you guys have more to say about Lu's deteriorating health.
No.
How about you, Mike?
No, I don't.